Good evening and welcome to No Nonsense Metal Reviews. I'm George, and this evening, taking a look at the brand new, or a couple of weeks old, 10th studio album from rising stars of the US metal scene, extreme metal scene, heavy metal scene, whatever you want to call them. I don't think you can pigeonhole these guys. They've got thrash in there, heavy, melodic, extreme, black, death, whatever. I am, of course, talking about the one and only Trivium, with their 10th album, as I say, In the Court of the Dragon. Let's get rid of that glare. This is not artwork to be missed. After a run of relatively simplistic artworks, going from Silence in the Snow, Sin in the Sentence, What the Dead Men Say, relatively simple, straightforward artworks, to this. Look at that. Isn't it beautiful? So metal. What could be more metal than dragons and people dying? That's metal. So, 10th album. 10 albums, that's a phenomenal rate of work. These guys have been around since, I think it's either the very late 90s or the early 2000s. Can't remember off the top of my head. They have come a hell of a long way since Embers to Inferno, their debut album. This is a super mature, super heavy, super well written, well constructed, arranged, organised, well produced by Josh Wilbur, great producer. Awesome album. I absolutely love it and I cannot praise it enough, I have to say. This is start to finish heavy as hell. It is fast, it's furious, it is just no filler, all killer, metal excellence. There's the guys there, looking extremely metal. Very stoic, stern expressions. Of course, we've still got Matt Heafy, vocalist, guitarist, Paolo Gregoletto. Don't want to murder the pronunciation of his surname there. Bass guitars and backing vocals. Corey on guitars, backing vocals. And the new drummer, Alex Bent, who is an absolute machine behind the kit. He is just destroying it the whole way through this album. The drumming is phenomenal. All over the place. Almost blast beats, black metal style stuff at times. And I don't know if he thinks he's in Marduk or Napalm Death at times, but it's just extreme all over the shop. Solid album, start to finish, killer material. Opens up with X or 10, this sort of intro piece. You can hear the dragons roaring. It's a steady build, sets up the atmosphere perfectly before it all kicks off. It's almost like something like an excerpt from a video game or something. Then kicks into In the Court of the Dragon, title track. Wow, what a song. What a song. The heavy riffs. The riffs throughout this album are incredible. It's so heavy. I can't think of another word that would suitably describe this album. And the riffs, just heavy. Absolutely love it. Great chorus there. You notice that through the whole album. Great catchy, memorable hooks and memorable choruses. Like a Sword of Damocles is a great example of that. The third track there. Feast of Fire, again, those two tracks. Heavy, great melodic sections there, great melodic parts. Just killer riffs. Killer material. Absolutely love it. So good. Fast, thrashy at times. Very melodic as well, like I say. Just so good. So good. Really good harsh vocals from Matt. It's been steadily sort of coming to the foreground again after Silence in the Snow, which had no sort of harsh growls or screams. Just all cleans, but it's steadily sort of crept back into the forefront, and this is probably more harsh vocals than it is cleans. So, and it's really well done. What we've got next? Crisis of Revelations. It's not all that easy to read the song titles at the top there. It's a little bit dark. Crisis of Revelation. Really heavy, brilliant track. Again. In fact, just reading this out reminds me of the fact there is not a filler material here. There's nothing. It's just pedal to the metal, straight in your face, heavy awesomeness. In the Shadow of the Abattoir is one of 3 tracks. The others being Fall Into Your Hands and what was the other one? Oh yeah, the closing track, The Phalanx. These longer songs, they're all over 7 minutes long, but they don't drag at all. You don't think, cool, this song's going on a bit long. It's just awesome. The whole way through, you're hooked. You're mesmerised. Brilliant stuff. In the Shadow of the Abattoir is a bit more of a slightly slower pace, and I say slightly. This isn't a ballad. This isn't a slow acoustic piece or anything. This is heavy. Great chorus. Huge sound. Sorry. No Way Back, Just Through is a much shorter song. It's fast. It's heavy. It's just a metallic punch in the face. Bang. Before you are fall into your hands. Great song again. From Dawn to Decadence. These are really memorable songs. I cannot praise it enough. And then the closing track, Phalanx, which is a longer song, like I say. But it's just brilliant. The whole album sounds so good. So good. And this is their 10th release. So where are they going to go from there? If this is how good they are now, the world is their oyster. I do honestly believe these guys are going to be headlining the downloads and the Varkans and the Rock and Rings of the world. On the back of an album like this, I don't think there's any doubt. This is killer material. And spoiler, it's certainly going to be in my top 10 albums of the year. That's for darn sure. So, there you have it. Trivium. God, that glare is sickening. Trivium. Awesome band. If you haven't heard this album, you need to. It's so good. I absolutely love it. I haven't stopped listening to it since it came out. If you're a fan of the band already, you're going to love it. It is different. And I will say it is markedly different. And it's a bigger sound, in my opinion. It's bigger yet streamlined. If that's not contradictory, you have to listen to it to know what I mean. Than compared to their earlier material, say up to Silence in the Snow. But it's so good. You'll love it. It's fantastic. Check it out. It's well worth it. Notable tracks, if you need proof, In the Court of the Dragon, Like a Sword Over Damocles, In the Shadow of the Abattoir. Check it out. Do it. You will not regret it. Thank you for watching. I'm George. This is No Nonsense Metal Reviews, and you need to check out the new Trivium album, In the Court of the Dragon. Thanks for watching. Check back soon. Got tons more reviews to work through. Of course, we're getting to that top 10 list. Top 10 albums of the year. That's going to be a serious challenge because COVID, lockdowns, pandemics or not, we've had a bucket load of good releases this year. I'm struggling with it. Won't lie, but we're going to get there. So, eyes peeled. That's going to be coming up soon. Take care. Stay metal.